In the year of 57, the history shows how wielding a sword so deadly she rose. And as the Bundelas folklore sing, the Queen of Jhansi fought like a king. This valiant story is captured in a new Bollywood movie. Few know that her life was full of tragedies and difficulties. Born to a Maratha Brahmin family in Kashi Zilla, Varanasi on November 19, 1828, at 2, her mother Bhagrati died. On her 8th birthday, in a ceremony called Gauridan, as was the custom among Maharashtrian Brahmans, she was given away in marriage to the 28-year-old Raja of Jhansi, Ganadhar Rao Nivalkar. Yet another tradition renames the bride after marriage, as if to say her old identity is not relevant any longer. Manikarnika became Laxmibai. 9 years later, at 22, the queen gave birth to the Raja's sole heir. Badai ho! Congratulations, Rao Sahib! It's a boy! Who unfortunately died just 2 months later. Within 2 years, when she was just a young 24, her husband died, mourning the death of his only son. But before dying on his deathbed, I hereby adopt Ananda Rao, who from now on will be called by the name of my dead son, Damodar Rao, and will be the heir to the kingdom of Jhansi. Witness to this were principal nobles of his court, Laxmibai's father Moroppan Tambe, Major Ellis, political agent of Jhansi, and Captain Martin, commanding officer Jhansi contingents. Our family of Shivrao Bhau has been loyal to the British. As a reward for my loyalty, Rani Lakshmi Bai should be permitted to rule Jhansi until this boy becomes a major. A day later, he died. In 1804, the Raja's father Shivrao Bhau had signed a pact with the British that allowed his blood heirs rights to rule Jhansi based on 7 conditions, including pay the East India Company taxes and contribute to cavalry and men towards the British Army. Shivrao Bhau was also a personal friend of Colonel Sleeman, whom you may remember from Bisbo's Thugs of Hindustan story, and had helped him control the Thuggy menace. There, however, already existed a law called Doctrine of Lapse that predated Lord Dalhousie, though it is frequently associated with him. It states, if any Raja does not leave behind a blood heir, their kingdom will be taken over by a British administrator. Doesn't this remind you of the tenancy law in most Indian cities today, where a tenancy is inheritable to a blood descendant, but not otherwise? Many states were given exceptions based on individual circumstances. Rani Lakshmi Bai wrote a karita or letter in the court language of Farsi arguing her case.
Exceptions to Doctrine of Lapse. Vijay Bahadur of Datia, case of widow of King Bala Rao of Jaloon, Sujan Singh of Orcha, Khande Rao of Alghi.
However, Dalhousie, in a detailed argument documented in the archives, found the deathbed adoption to be suspicious and ruled against Lakshmi Bai. You will be given a pension of 5,000 rupees per month for your and your relatives' upkeep. But you must leave the fort and palace immediately. A day later, Ellis and Martin sealed the royal treasury containing 2,45,738 rupees in gold and silver coins. Only 25, she was on the verge of losing her kingdom.
What can I do?
Noted scholar Mahasweta Devi's 1956 book is based on historical documents collected by G.C. Tambe, step-grandson of Rani Lakshmi Bai, folk tales, poetry and oral tradition from Bulandshahr, plus the traditional sources of history. She does not cover the period 1853 to 57 in any great detail, except to say that the British slowly left the Queen a queen in name only. 2 other biographies, one by British author of the year 2008 Jaishree Misra and the other by 75-year-old Prince Michael of Greece and Denmark, write that folklores also claim that Lakshmi Bai had a British admirer, none other than the same Major Ellis who witnessed the adoption and who probably helped her keep the fort and palace, for which he was later dismissed from the services of the East India Company. Unfortunately, some elevate Lakshmi Bai to the status of a goddess, failing to keep in mind what a brilliant strategy it may have been to protect a kingdom and protest it against the film.
We are not playing with history. We have consulted historians for the real story.
Whatever happened ended in 1857. a moment similar to Paul Revere's April 1775 ride in American history, which secured their independence from the British, while the Indian revolutionaries failed. Young Manikarnika had grown up at Bithur near Kanpur at the house of Maratha Peshwa Bajirao II, where she grew up around Tatya Tope and an older Nana Sahib, both of whom played major roles in India's freedom struggle of 1857. Growing up with boys, she was educated and trained to fight. Then everything changed when on March 29, 1857, Mangal Pandey shot British officer Major Hewson. News of the Meerut rebellion and Nana Sahib's victory over the British forces at Kanpur reached her ears.
Now is the time to defeat the English while they are being attacked everywhere.
June 4th, 1857. 600 sepoys stationed at Jhansi, led by prison warden Bakshish Ali, rebelled and slaughtered the British and their families, becoming the first Central Indian kingdom to turn against their colonizers. Soon all of Bundelkhand seemed to rebel. July, Banpur, Lalitpur, Balebuhat, Chanderi, Radgar. August, Binanika, Sagar, Garakota, Jabalpur. Later, Malwa, Banda, Chirkari, Chanderi, Sagar. Despite discontent among their people, some kingdoms steadfastly supported the British and even supplied cavalry and arms to fight rebel states, like the Sindhyas of Gwalior, Holkars of Indore, Gaikwads of Baroda, Savai Ram Singh of Jaipur, Begum of Bhopal, King of Panna, and Laxmibai's neighbours Orcha and Datia. At that time there was no concept of a united India. Each wanted their own little kingdom. It required a Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi to unite us all. We underestimate the debt modern India owes him. October-November. The Rajputs of Orcha, sworn enemies of the Marathas of Jhansi, were encouraged by the British to attack the rebel queen, who beat back their general Nathe Khan, whose soldiers marched under the Union Jack flag of Britain. Jan-Feb. Soon after, the British began their counter-offensive in Bundelkhand under General Hugh Rose, taking Mo and Sagar in February and then marched towards Jhansi on February 27th. Jhansi was ready. They had 8 principal entrance gates: Khanderao, Datia, Bhandir, Unnao, Lashmital, Orcha, Sainwar and Sagar, 20 wells, 35 cannons, 5,500 troops, 3,000 from their old army, 1,000 soldier citizens and 1,500 from the King of Banpur. March 23rd. Rose had 102 of the latest cannons, but just 1,500 soldiers. He began his assault on Jhansi's 2 south-facing gates, Sagar and Sainwar. A barrage of cannonballs often created cracks in the fort wall after a day of constant bombardment, but were repaired by masons working all night under a black blanket. By morning, the fort wall was as good as new. March 30th. But the cannon and rifle fire were having their effect. On one single day on March 30th, Jhansi lost their main cannon gunner Ghulam Gaur Khan and his second Khudabakhsh Khan. March 31st. Jhansi began losing hope, when out of the blue came Laxmibai's childhood friend Tatya Tope with a massive army of 22,000 troops, 28 cannons and 10 elephants, setting fire to the dry bushlands near the Betwa river as a signal to the queen that he had arrived. April 1st. Without stopping his assault on Jhansi, General Rose with 2 cannons and 1,182 soldiers attacked Tatya Tope, who abandoned battle and fled. Without a leader, his army floundered and were pursued and butchered. April 4th. Then turning his attention back on Jhansi, launched a final assault on the fort along with troops from Orcha and Datia. Seeing imminent defeat, Laxmibai's faithful servant Jalkari Bai Korin donned the queen's robes. Wearing the queen's turban, she rode out to battle, allowing Rani Lakshmi Bai to escape with her son Ananda to Kalpi, along with 400 Afghan soldiers and a silver tumbler for the child's milk. The British, in revenge for the 4th June massacre of the previous year, killed every male from 5 to 80, hanging scores of people daily for weeks. Sweepers from Orcha and Datia were called to clear the dead bodies. Also destroyed was an entire library, including writings by Himadri and translations by Raghunath Hari, founder of the Jhansi king's family. 5th April. Laxmibai rode a horse Sarangi all night for 100 miles, but she was pursued relentlessly by 3 cavalry divisions led by General H. Dowker. When it became obvious that they could not outrun them any longer, Rani Sahiba, you go with Damodar Sahib. We will hold them off till you can reach Kalpi safely. A small platoon of British soldiers did manage to catch up with them, but were repelled, and Dowker was lucky to escape alive after his gun holster saved him from being cut in half by Laxmibai's sword. Enraged by Laxmibai's successful escape, General Rose ordered, "Seal the Mandira gate," which remained shut for 75 years until it was reopened in 1933. At Kalpi, Laxmibai joined forces with Rao Sahib and Tatya Tope.
This is the sword given to me by your ancestors. Take it and lead us to battle.
You will lead us in battle against the British forces. As other rebels joined in, and they became numerically far superior to the British, thinking he would take credit for the impending victory, Rao Sahib sidelined Laxmibai and ended up losing the battle. June 17th, escaping once again, the trio took Gwalior and with fresh ammunition captured there, marched east to Murar to battle General Rose at Kotai Sarai, where Rani Lakshmi Bai perished in battle. Epilogue: Damodar Rao returned to Jhansi just once in his life and died in 1906 at the age of 58. His son Lakshman Rao lived in Indore and is survived by his 2 sons. Laxmibai's father Moropan Tambe was hanged in Jhansi, but his second wife Chimabai escaped with her son, the Rani's stepbrother. Their lineage continues till today through her daughter Gopika. The revolt of 1857 and Rani Lakshmibai's role in it is fascinating. Do read about it. Mahasweta Devi's book is unputdownable. Bisbo's Limerick. What would have been if Laxmibai had won? Would India be different or have come undone? Because divisions prevailed, the mutiny failed. It was another 100 years till the country became one. Subscribe to Bisbo's channel and be sure to click on the bell icon. Be the first to know when Bisbo releases a new video.